What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And today is a big day. They're voting in the House of Representatives on a bill for more money for the post office and possibly stimulus money for the people. And we're going to talk about some new big news about the unemployment extension. We're going to go over all the details that we know so far in this video. But first, if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button down below. This way you won't miss out on second stimulus check updates and unemployment extension updates as they come out. My wife and I do hours of research for you guys every single day so we can bring you guys the up-to-date information as it comes out. And don't forget to smash the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel. The U.S. House of Representatives is voting on a bill today that could bring stimulus checks and an unemployment extension, in addition to funding for the United States Postal Service billions of dollars, and could be passed today. I want to take you directly to the House floor, a live speech that they're giving today. I want to show you guys what they're saying and what they're thinking right now. I want to show you the words of U.S. House Representative Tom Cole. He's a Republican from Oklahoma, and this is exactly what they're thinking. And this is a Republican, mind you. All right, here we go, live from the U.S. House of Representatives.
My friends say that we're going to hear a lot of bad things about the Postmaster General, of course, in the morning. I've never met him. I don't know him. The people that I do know say he's a really good guy, but I don't know. But we're going to hear a lot of terrible things about him. But at the end of the day, my friends are going to vote to give me $25 billion. And they're going to do it in a bill that has no reforms in it, just says you can't change anything. Now, how smart is that? You can't change anything in an institution that's losing $8 to $9 billion every single year. We don't trust the person who heads this, but we're going to give him $25 billion. Do we need that money? Absolutely not. Post office tells us they have $15 billion on hand. They have access to a $10 billion line of credit that will more than take them for a year from now. So we don't need to be spending this money right now. It's a silly, silly bill. But I want to give my friends some free political advice. They want to pass this bill. They want to get it through the Senate. They want to get it to the president's desk. They want to get it signed. I believe that. If that's true, make it bigger. Do exactly what my friend, the distinguished chairman of the committee, said. Let's put some stuff on it that we agree on. The President of the United States says, I think every family in America that makes less than $75,000 a year needs help right now. They need $1,200 per adult, $500 per kid. That'd be $3,400. A one-time payment for a family of four. Attach that to this. It passed the floor unanimously in a bipartisan fashion, be picked up by the Senate. The president has already said through his chief of staff, I'll sign something like that. Or you could do something a little bit different. We're all having our schools open right now all across the country. My friends passed $100 billion in the HEROES Act for it. The president said, actually, we think it'd take about 105. Put that on this. And help every school district in America. But my friends chose not to do that. But if you do, it'll pass here, it'll pass the Senate, the president would sign it. Or let's talk about unemployment. The president said, hey, we think the $600 extra is a little high, but while we're negotiating, by the way, we'll keep paying it. My friends on the other side said, no, they can do without the $600. And then the president said, well, we think 200 is the right number, but we could go to 4. Put that on here. Every unemployed person in America would get $400 a week. Right now, thanks to the Speaker and the Minority Leader in the United States Senate, they're getting zero. The only help they're getting is from the President, who's using Herculean executive orders to try and get them some additional relief. So this is a joke. This is, as my friend, the distinguished member from Georgia said, a theatrical moment punctuating the two conventions, the Democratic convention and leading into ours.
So there you have it. That is a voice of at least the Republicans in the House of Representatives for this vote that is going on today in the House. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I feel like the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi are getting a lot of criticism right now. The Republicans got their own share of criticism when the Democrats passed the HEROES bill. and the Republicans ignored it for 2 to 3 months. Now, in all fairness, the Democrats put way too many things on their agenda in that bill, but at least there was an unemployment extension and a $1,200 checks there. The Republicans are now saying they want $1,200 checks, they want unemployment extension. You just heard it directly from his mouth. You heard him say the president will pass it, it will be a bipartisan bill. That's what they need to do right now. I mean, just put the $1,200 checks, the unemployment in a bill and pass it. And it literally will pass within 48 hours. The House, the Senate, and the president. Everybody wants that. But if you watched this video yesterday, you'll know that Nancy Pelosi, and again, I'm not picking sides here. I'm just telling you exactly what they said. I literally show her interview. You can watch that video next. I'll link to it at the end of this video. Nancy Pelosi says that they don't want to pass that right now because they want leverage on the post office bill and money for states and cities. And if they pass the check and the unemployment just by itself, then they'll lose the leverage that they have to pass the post office bill and the states and cities bill. It's craziness. Like, and then you realize that these politicians aren't actually for the people. They have their other agendas. But here's the thing, they have two issues holding them apart: the post office and the money for the states and cities and local governments. Okay. So if they pass this post office bill, that's one of the two things out of the way. They could include the checks and the unemployment in that, and then there's only one issue left: money for states and cities. I mean, they can negotiate on that later. Even if they don't include the $1,200 checks in this bill or the unemployment extension, we're going to see that in the near future. They only have these two big issues holding them apart. I mean, if you look at the data here, everybody says, including economists, Republicans, and Democrats, that we need more stimulus checks. As you can see here, 61% of Americans are awaiting more federal help to pay bills. And a new survey shows that 66% of Republicans and 63% of Democrats need another stimulus check now. And that 4 in 10 Americans want monthly checks until the pandemic ends. Now, the unemployed are getting the monthly checks. They're currently getting $300 to $400 per week. Some states are getting zero. I'm going to give you guys an update on that here in just a minute. But you guys have told me down below that not everybody is getting unemployment. A lot of you guys aren't getting unemployment. And more checks to Americans is what is really needed right now in this pandemic that they're calling a once in 100 years pandemic. And they're so quick to give away $25 billion or somewhere in that range for the post office. I mean, we're talking about billions and billions of dollars here that they're just giving away for all sorts of other issues: states, cities, schools, post office. Why not give money to Americans? Why not pass it right now? They could do that. You just heard Tom Cole say, he's from the House of Representatives, that that's what they want to do. They just have to actually go out and do it and put these political agendas off to the side. I mean, holding the checks hostage and the unemployment hostage to get these other things passed. Man, I feel like, these guys have been in politics for decades, decades and decades. And I just really feel like America needs a change now, both on the Republican and the Democrat side. A lot of these guys have just been involved in the game for too long, the politics game. And we really need a change. And I really hope that when the vote comes out here in 2 months to reelect a lot of these people, I really hope that we see some new blood in there, maybe some fresh faces that can give us a fresh perspective and aren't out of touch with reality. They're not worth $100 million or $20 million like Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell are. You guys can let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys going to be reelecting these guys? Because, man, I really feel like we need a change. Speaking of a change, yesterday you guys see me report that a New York Governor, Andrew Cuomo, or Cuomo. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. Does it really matter? All that really matters is it's that he didn't want to accept the unemployment from the federal government of $300 per week for the people in his state. He said he wanted to reject it basically because the president, he's anti-Trump. He's as far anti-Trump as you can be. He didn't want to accept the money from President Donald Trump, and he wanted his people in his state to get no unemployment boost at all. And now he apparently maybe watched this show. I mean, we do have 300 to 400,000 people every single day watching this show. So maybe he watched this show, or somebody from his office watched this show. They've suddenly had a change of heart and are now going to accept the money for their state. So that means that New York is going to apply for the $300 per week unemployment boost, which is really great because New York is a high cost of living state and it's one of the most populated states. So that would have meant a lot of people in New York weren't going to get that extra unemployment money. As you can see here in this new updated list of states of who's going to be receiving the money and who's not, down here at the bottom, New York is now in a pre-application state instead of just not paid. Arizona is still the only state that has actually paid the money, but there's several different states with payment pending. Alabama, California, Colorado. There's a whole bunch of them on here. I can't even read them all. But you guys can see down below. It seems like South Dakota is the only state that is declining the money from the federal government, and they don't want to pay their unemployed people any bonus. And again, the states don't have to pay this $300. It comes from the federal government. The only money that comes from the states is if they're doing $400 per week, then an extra $100 comes from the state. So far, the only states that are doing 400 is Kentucky, Montana, and West Virginia. So we have 3 states so far that are going to be doing $400, and it looks like all the other states are in some form of doing $300 per week. I will keep you guys updated on this as this changes. Also, we don't have the full details yet, or if they're going to release it today to us, to the public, to me and you, about the vote in the House. If they're going to actually vote today, are they going to vote just on the post office? Are they going to include checks? Are they going to include an unemployment extension? If they release that details to us, I will have a breaking news story later today. Normally I have 2 videos every single day at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys are subscribed. If you want to get notifications when I go live, if we have a breaking news story tonight, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button and then click all notifications on the bell. This way you won't miss out on second stimulus check updates. I will keep you guys updated as soon as we get this information. And don't forget to smash the like button for us. You can click on this top video. It's my newest stimulus check video. And this bottom video is that shocking news about Nancy Pelosi's speech. You guys can click on those to watch them next. And this video shows you how to replace your 9-to-5 income by selling products on Amazon. And I teach people how to do that. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.